What's up, Instagram? Chris here from ASM Scholarships. It's good to be back. We are busy here in Florida. I don't know if you can see the weather right now, but it is nice and sunny here in Florida. Hope everyone is doing good around the world. Today we have a special guest coming to do an Instagram Live with Golfholics. They are a YouTube and Instagram channel which basically promotes playing golf. It's kind of fun stuff. So we're going to chat with them and then take your questions after as well. Dean's there. Hey Dean, what's up, man? We got Ross a bit. Hey, how you doing? Who else? I see Millie. What else you got coming on? Lots of you guys coming on. Good stuff. So yeah, I said Golfholics will be joining us any minute. We'll tune in with them, and then after we've done the show with them, we'll probably stick around and do some scholarship questions and stuff like that as well. So we'll try to help you out. Where's everybody joining us from around the world? Well, see, we're in West Palm Beach, Florida. If you didn't know that already, gorgeous sunny day here today. Apparently we have loads of COVID cases, but we haven't seen much going around the area, so everything's been good here. Golfholics are about to join, so here we go. Let's get them tuned in. There you go, they're just getting in there. We'll have them join any second. It should work. Hopefully it does. I haven't done this in a while, actually. Boom! I think it's worked. I just see Connor from London, my neck of the woods, Luke from England as well. Hey Mike, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on?
I'm good. Let me just turn this up so I can hear you good. There we go. Whereabouts you in the States, Mike?
San Diego.
Oh, that's a nice place to be. I went there about 5 years ago, and it was a good time. You got some great golf courses there as well.
Yeah, Southern California's got some really good ones, and then Palm Desert is 2 hours away, and then Pebble is 6-7 hours away, and California is great for golf. All right,
we're going to have to definitely come back to California and talk to you more about that, because I know a lot of golfers we help. The two most, I'd say, popular states we get is Florida and California. So we're going to have to come back to you and talk more about California golf. But I kind of introduced you before we logged on, but just so everyone who's watching this knows, you started a YouTube and Instagram channel called Golfholics. And you basically, I'm really jealous, you just basically play golf and film it, right?
Yeah, that was the mission, was just to get out there, play some golf, have some fun, grow the game as well as we can, and it was a passion project for us, and we, turned into something it seems like it's worldwide, and we had people ordering gear from Australia, the UK, all over Japan, and it's been a pretty crazy 3 years for us.
Awesome. Well, one of the reasons I wanted to reach out to you guys is because we get a lot of our demographic is younger athletes, and a lot of them are aspiring to be influencers after college. So we thought, why not see what you've done and how well you've done it, and maybe learn some tips for our athletes who maybe want to do their own things on YouTube or social media, and maybe learn off you how they get a few good tips with that. What maybe inspired you to start your channel?
Marco and I just had a real passion for golf, and he used to, play high school golf, but kind of got away from it for a little while. And him and I would just go out to the golf course and just kind of, make small bets on shots, and just have some fun, talk a little smack, make practicing fun. And so one day he had a great idea of us just filming our round and seeing how it goes, and then just kind of see how the audience would like our videos. And he produced and edited and created this channel from the very beginning, and now it is what it is now. it's pretty crazy.
What's your favorite golf course you've played on the channel so far?
So we just played Pebble Beach, Spyglass, and Spanish Bay up at Pebble. The video just went live like an hour ago, so go check that out.
Yeah, check it out.
Pasta Tiempo was an awesome golf course of mine. My brother asked me a couple weeks ago if I had to play one golf course for my last one ever, what would it be? And mine was Kapalua, the Plantation Course. I think it's just one of the most amazing golf courses I've ever played.
Good stuff. Well, hopefully you get out there sometime and play again and get that on the YouTube. It'd be great to see. So, when you built your channel, because I know we got a lot of kids who are influencers with ASM and they're always trying to learn how they can build their things up. What would be like a good tip you could give them? Is it producing more content? Is it learning keywords? Like, what would you say is a good tip for them?
Yeah, I mean, I think with YouTube channels, you just have to optimize it as well as possible, and and just produce content that's authentic, that is different from everybody else. Don't be afraid to step outside the box. We were the first people that did course vlogs, and of course, there's been a bunch of others that followed, and but I think, just creating your own content that you feel good about and produce it, to the liking of your audience, and create, just a good brand, if that's what you're looking for, or if you just want to go out there and have some fun and film and have a good time, then I think that's another great venue to do. We try to incorporate both. And we've got an amazing editor, an amazing team. Got a behind-the-scenes guy that is the best in the biz. We call him B-Love. He's a good friend of mine, and he really stepped up when Marco was kind of stepping away from the Golfholics with his business. And then Walter, who was our editor, one of the best in the biz as well. I couldn't do this without them, and this is kind of a team effort. We've got a group of guys in our group chat that help us as well. So it's not just me doing everything. I think it's a team.
I'm losing you. The connection's going slightly. You there?
Can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yeah,
I don't know.
There you go.
Okay, I'll hold that a little closer, but my face is going to be a little too big in the screen.
You're good there. All right, cool. So obviously, we reached out to you, I think, a couple of months ago to organise this live. I mean, as you know, we're helping athletes from all over the world get scholarships into colleges here in the States. What's your view of the collegiate system for a golfer? I mean, especially I've seen athletes from England, South Africa, just tuning in live to this. What would you tell them? They've never been to America. What would college golf be like for them, and how would that maybe be useful for them?
The NCAA is a tough cookie. They really hold the athlete back as far as people who have a strong following on Instagram. And they want to get there's a company that wants to sponsor them, give them some money. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that's the problem with the NCAA, is that they don't allow the athletes to create income for themselves, and really holds them back. And for me, I think if they did allow that, it would flourish. And I think the NCAA will, in return, end up, flourishing as well. Yeah. And I think that's the one bad thing about college golf in America, is that they don't allow that. They really hold you back, and I think they should be promoting more on their end as well. Yeah.
It's changing. You're starting to see it in football now, right? You're seeing football as more sponsorship opportunities, but it's still got a long way to go. But I agree with you. The athletes should be allowed to make money on the side of things. But I think we'll see that change in the coming years. I think the NCAA are getting to the point now they've got to do something, right? They're getting a lot of pressure to allow athletes to have more revenue opportunities, like in pro sports. What about the level of golf, though? Do you feel like the level of golf is very competitive? What's your view on that?
Yeah, the golf is great. These college athletes are some of the best in the world. I played in the SCGA tournament here in LA, and there was a guy who won it. He played at Pepperdine. I forgot his name, but now he entered his first PGA event last week or the week before, and he was in college last year, and now he's on the PGA tour qualifying, trying to make cuts, and the competition's really good, especially here in California. Obviously, we got Stanford and a lot of other really good golf courses that are in the area that are top in the nation. But obviously, you have Oklahoma, You've got a Texas, a lot of other good schools as well that are very competitive. A lot of those athletes that are in college end up making it on the tour, either PGA or Korn Ferry.
Yeah. And do you feel like for a golfer that's coming from overseas, that's something that would be beneficial to them playing the college system to see where they're at as a golfer? Or would you say just turn pro and see what you can do?
You know, I like team sports. I coach high school golf. I think it's good for them to build up, relationships, not only with, the players, but also the coaches. And, I think anything team is really good. Competition builds better players, and I always like to be around really good players growing up. It helped my game watching them. We don't have the graphics that we do today, 25 years ago. So, watching Tiger Woods swing and then trying to emulate it. And, I think nowadays it's a lot easier to hit pause, see where he's at the top, where he's at impact, and then, try and emulate that as well. So I think, growing the game in that aspect is pretty cool as well. But yeah, college golf, if you can do it, do it. For me, I ended up playing a little bit on the mini tour and then just got to work after about, 6 months watching some really good players play. And, it was humbling to be a professional golfer. And, I only entered a couple tournaments, but, it was pretty fun.
What's next for you for the channel? Are you going to be venturing across the states, going overseas? I mean, obviously with COVID, it's probably making some plans change. What's your plans for the future?
We had an Ireland trip planned for June. Obviously, that got postponed. Yeah. I think we're going to do it next June. So we're going to do Ireland and Scotland. We teamed up with Perry Golf, and they're sponsoring the trip and hosting us. And we're going to, go all through Northern Ireland, and then I think we're going to hop over to Scotland, go play the old course, nice. Have some fun. We did get some invites to go out to Australia, so I'm hoping that's, going to happen in the next year or two, if not 2021, 2022. Right. And get out there and play some of those courses.
It looks like you got an invite here on Instagram from Jay Bolton. Nice, says come to NY and play our host. Shoot us
a DM, and we'll see if we can set something up with you.
Do that. We'll try host you here in Florida as well. I'll speak to Ernie Els and the team there, see if we can get something going early. That'd be pretty cool.
So quick story about Ernie Els. I love Ernie. I was out at Torrey Pines a couple years ago, and I was on one of the tee boxes. No one was there. I was the only person. He comes walking up, and he's like, "Hey, mate." And I was like, "Oh, what's up, Ernie?" And just said hi. I just thought it was the coolest. And Ernie's one of the best guys on tour. And so, yeah, Ernie's the man.
He's the man. He's so tall. If you've never met him before, until you meet him and realize how tall he is, you're like, oh, wow, he's actually super tall. No wonder why he can hit the ball so far so easily, right? Because he's just such big club speed. He's got the height to produce it. So it's great to see.
Just a great ambassador for the game, too.
Yeah, no, and he's really supportive of. That's why I teamed up with him for ASM. He just wants to help kids get great opportunities, and he's just a good all-round person. So it's great to have him aboard with the team. So, what would you like to kind of leave as a message for athletes watching this who play golf? I mean, what you've done on your channel is fantastic. You've been building it up. I know there's so many athletes watching this that want to do similar things with their futures on social media. What would be some good tips you could give them?
Just get out there and start filming. I think that's the thing that me and Marco both kind of preach. If you enjoy the game, you want to help grow it. You're done with college and you want to pursue this kind of, do it for the right reasons. I think it'll be successful. As long as you do it in the right way and create your own content. I think that's the biggest thing that we see is a lot of people are trying to copy other people, and I just, I think, creating your own vibe, your own style, and, just doing it with your passion, I think you'll be successful, and try and do some collabs along the way, and enjoy the journey, and don't expect anything from it, and I think you'll be good.
Oh, I'm just losing you again here.
Sorry, my head's huge right here.
It's the satellites in San Diego. They're taking a minute delay for us to get to you. I think we're good again.
How's that?
We're good again. We're good. So, as we mentioned at the beginning of this call, you're in California. I've been lucky enough to live in Los Angeles, so I know what it's like over there. But a lot of people that are watching this maybe haven't been to the States at all, but they dream of coming to play golf in college over here, or maybe in a different sport. What is California like, especially the golf courses out there, maybe compared to the rest of the states, and the way of life in California? How is that as well? Because I know San Diego is a fantastic place to live as well. So tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, best city in the world. Golf courses, I wish were a little cheaper. I think it needs to be more inclusive in that aspect. And if they could, I know it's a business. I know everyone's trying to make money, but I also think they need to be more inclusive with the cost of golf. And if they could, somehow get their price per round of golf down, I think you'd get more people out there. So I'd like to see a cost analysis on, maybe for a year or two, they drop the rate by 20%, and see if they get more people, more rounds, and try and get more youth exposure as well. I think they need to do more. I love first tee, but unfortunately in California there's not a lot of first tees. I think if they could do that, get the younger generation involved, and I think if they do that, then golf will be in a good place.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think the first tee do a great job. Obviously, it's limited probably in California compared to the rest of the states. But yeah, golf's not a cheap sport, is it, in California? I remember when I went there, I think an average round was like $150 to $200. I don't know if it's gone up from there. But the good thing with college golf, though, it's free. So if you're on a team, you're not going to pay for that. So that's a benefit. But if you're a pro, obviously you're going to have to start paying for things. So maybe that's where college gives you that 4 years of free golf for a while. And you can play some great golf courses as well, depending on the team you play for. Will depend on where you play. But I know Stanford have got their own golf course right on their campus, which is amazing. I don't know if you've ever been there and checked it out at all.
I'm sorry?
You've been to Stanford University and seen their campus, seen the golf facilities.
So we got an invite the last couple times we were up there, but we weren't able to make it over there. It is something that we are going to do probably within a year. But yeah, the facilities are awesome. One of my buddy, Desmond, he I think works over there and is one of the pros. And so we'll get back out there and hopefully play that course and showcase it the right way, because I heard it's just absolutely amazing. Obviously Tiger was he played out there a bunch, and I'd love to play that course.
It's nice. I've walked around it. I've been on the practice facilities before, and if you're a student there, it's pretty special, I must say. There's also many other good universities, but obviously Tigerwood's going there. I think it's one of our most highly demanded schools that we get requested from athletes. So it's a good one. You'll definitely enjoy that one.
And then Torrey Pines 2021 is going to be hosting the U.S. Open. So if anyone's out there who wants to come and maybe play the course afterwards with us, we're on the marketing committee, so we'll be out there all 4 days. We'll probably be there for the practice round. So if you guys are going to be coming out to the U.S. Open, definitely hit us up.
There we go. We can maybe run a competition through ASM for our students worldwide. See if we can do something there. Well, we can talk about that after and see if we can figure something out. Cool. Well, look, I know this was something that a lot of our athletes were looking forward to, especially the golfers. They love your channel. We hear about it all the time. So you're doing something really awesome over there. So I've watched a couple of your videos, and it looks really, really fun. So I think anyone who's finishing college golf is jealous and wish they could do the same thing as you with the channel. So some great stuff there. Actually, we just got a comment here from Matt Turney. So you might be playing Torrey Pines in September. So you might go check it out for you.
Yeah, it's a great golf course. I can't say enough good things about it. Once you're out there, it feels like Pebble Beach. It's just, it's just a little bit different of a vibe, but, and a little more affordable. Pebble's pretty expensive, but, I think Torrey is just a great layout.
So I just got a question here from on Twitter with one of our athletes asking, what was one of the main difficulties of starting your channel? What did you find challenging to get it to where it is today?
Golf courses weren't real receptive to us filming. It wasn't always easy. We got a lot of no's, and we just kind of pushed through it. And, obviously carrying the cameras, playing decent golf, I think is another hard part. Being able to be creative with the cameras, where to be, how to zoom. It's a lot harder to do than what you might think it is. And I think some of the people that play with us, they're like, wow, it is a lot of work. It's just getting past that threshold of it being more mainstream, I guess. Just getting out there. But I think, we kind of paved the way for all the younger kids to take over this industry from us. And, if you're out there trying to grow a channel, hit us up. We'll collab with you. We'll get out there and play. But yeah, it's just getting out there, breaking through that barrier. I think a lot of golf courses aren't familiar with it. They think there's a lot of, our pace of play might be 5 or 6 hours when it's really 4. I think that's country clubs don't like that if you're playing slow. I'm a huge advocate of fast golf, so I think pace of play is important as well.
Yeah, that's actually a good question, because we just got that from question from Matt Turney. He said, how long does it take you to play around when filming? So you're saying about 5 hours roughly, right?
Yeah, no, our rounds are about 4 hours. But, most courses would assume that will be 5 or 6 hours because we're filming every shot. We've got 4 players. We've got 2 cameras, sometimes 3, sometimes a drone. So there's a lot going on out there that we're trying to keep up with pace of play, play decent golf, film every shot. So, there's a lot going on with it.
I can't imagine. I mean, I know when we do our filming, we went to the NCAA Golf Championships, and we had 2 cameras, obviously 2 of us. We weren't playing golf, so it was a lot easier just walking around and talking. It must be a lot harder for you guys doing all of that stuff as well.
And I want to touch on that just for a quick second. That's awesome that you guys do that, bringing more exposure to college golf. I think throwing us an invite would be pretty sweet too. I remember that match with the girls when they played out at Augusta. I forgot what the tournament was called, but it was like the NCAAs for top college athletes for women at Augusta. And that would have been iconic to film all that stuff. Maybe the featured round or whatever it might be, top shots. I think, having that exposure, adding it to the internet that'll be there forever, to maybe influence younger girls to get out there and play college golf, to, create the generations to come. That was, a historic moment that I think, people needed to remember. For me, I thought awesome, to watch those girls compete to the very end. And now they're on the LPGA tour and, helping grow the younger generation.
Well, a lot of kids as well, globally, don't know even college golf exists. I mean, I only personally found out about it through Tiger Woods' golf book he did, I think, back in the 2000s. The big Tiger Woods one he had. It was 2 pages in there about Stanford golf. And I was like, oh, you can play golf in America? So I started looking into it. With now social media, we can showcase this so much better. What your guys doing with your channel, I can definitely help get you guys into some golf college events. We need to talk more about that, I think, and do something there, because there's lots of events we could do. And I think the more that golfers can see what it's actually like, they'll realize, oh, it's not just another tournament. This is serious competitive golf, which is basically the level before turning pro. I mean, if you can make it in college, there's a high chance you'll make it as a professional athlete, right? So I think that's what people have to understand. It's not as easy as everybody thinks, but if you can make it there, you can make it to the top.
Yeah, I agree, and I think the more that they do, online, the better and faster, not only college golf, but all sports, will grow at a faster level, in my opinion. And, I hope they do promote it, and I hope they do start paying these athletes and, start growing all the sports.
Yeah, I noticed when you said when you went to go film at golf courses, a lot of them say no. Is that because they're stuck in their old ways and they don't want to promote the golf club like that? Because I found when you've got things on social media, it actually exhilarates people wanting to play that course or get involved in that company. So I'm surprised they're not actively wanting you to come out there and play.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of, the golf stereotype with old golf pros that are kind of snooty, that run the golf course. They've got their old ways. They've been in the game for 30 years, and they don't want to change it. They don't want to grow it. I think they're just have an older mentality that is not good for the game, that is hindering the game. And I think there's a few people that will speak out about it. Even the USGA, in my opinion, needs to advance their technology. They need to get the younger generation involved. They need to reach out to guys like you and me and other supposedly influencers or content creators and say, hey, we want to do something special about it. Have the PGA do some behind the scenes with us, or you guys, or anybody, and create a relationship with Ricky Fowler and JT and Jordan Spieth and Tiger and Phil and get everybody involved. I think Arnold Palmer created the vibe of being a cool golfer, and I think that influenced a ton of players. And I think Tiger did the same thing. I think Phil was involved with it. I think there's a lot of guys, but they're so secluded and so private. I feel like people aren't willing to reach out to them and say, hey, would you do this? I heard the other day, Phil plays at the Farms, which is right up the street from me, and he was playing with high school kids, and playing in matches. And like that stuff needs to be out there. That needs to be, I don't want to say exposed, but, given out to the public so that, some high school kid says, hey, I want to play around with Phil. I want to get to that level. And obviously they're top high school athletes, but, they put in the work, they put in the time. And I feel like, that passion needs to be created with that younger generation, which I think it already is, but it needs to be, the match with Phil, Tiger, Tom Brady, and, Manning, was amazing. I think there was nothing like it. They needed to do more of it. They needed to have it, all the mics, fully going live, It was just awesome, in my opinion. I loved it. I couldn't get enough of it. They should do that 10 times a year, not once a year, once every other year. I'm just passionate about growing this game. I think working with high school kids, gets me jacked up too. Those kids are awesome. So when I go to a high school match, kids, come up and chat with me, and it's great. I want more of it.
I agree with you. I think the match play thing they did with Tiger and Manning and those guys, I think that was fantastic. I think that's going to happen more often. I think with this whole COVID thing, you're going to get more kind of new ideas coming about to get things moving again. And sometimes it's up to people like us to just go and do it, right? Like collaborate like this, come up with ideas. And because I think a lot of these governing bodies are slow to act, just because they're scared to try something new, because they've got such a big reputation on the line, they can't take big risks. And I think you kind of have to prove yourself first, and then when you're kind of respected with them, and they'll then start collaborating with you. So I think if you keep doing what you're doing, and we can do some collaboration stuff with the college stuff, I think you'll get change, but it'll be slow, but at least it's going in the right direction, right? It's baby steps. I've seen that a lot with big organizations. They don't just make big moves straight away. So it's annoying for us because we want to go fast, right? We want to get things moving, but we just got to be a bit patient sometimes, I've learned, along the way.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. So we kind of took the initiative of doing like a ladies only tournament with the Golfholics, and so this Sunday we're going to be playing with 8 of the top girls that played on the Symetra tour, played in college, and now they're going to compete. On our channel, we'll have a little prize purse for them, and it'll be the first of its kind on YouTube, and we'll see how it goes. And it obviously won't have the I don't even know what to call it, but the Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson aura, but it'll still be, I think, in my opinion, pretty awesome. And we've got a couple of cameras going to be rolling. We're going to do something similar to what they did, and I think it'll be a fun day.
Awesome. I look forward to seeing that on YouTube. Mike, if somebody's new to this and just found out about you through us today, how do they find you? Where do they go on YouTube and Instagram?
Yeah, just jump on Golfholics on Instagram or YouTube or golfholics.com, and you can check out some of our videos, our merch, some of the fun people that have been on our channel. We have a lot of personalities. We're all inclusive. We bring in everybody. Friends, fans, college athletes, pros. We play with Johnny Manziel, Paige Brannick. We played with, a lot of really great people, and, hopefully they enjoy the content. We try to showcase the golf courses as much as possible and the beauty in it, and, have some fun on the golf course. I think that's what golf is all about, and get out there and play with your friends and, have some fun.
Good stuff. Mike, I don't want to take too much more of your time, but I've really enjoyed speaking with you today and learning more about what you're doing. I think it's fantastic stuff. And I know from the athletes that we speak to globally, they're checking your content out, so it's great to hear that from around the world. But I'll definitely be in touch with you. We'll try to do something more in the future as well around college and your channel. And yeah, man, I hope you have a good day in San Diego. I'm jealous about that. It's a great place to be. If you're not in Florida, then that's the next best place to be, in my opinion.
That's not a bad spot too, and yeah, thank you for having us on. We appreciate it.
Cool, man. All right, you take care, man. We'll be in touch.
Okay, you too. Thanks.
See you guys. Bye.